Welcome to another CTV Sports presentation. CTV Sports is brought to you by St. Clair Chevy Buick GMC. We care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star, guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV, Community TV for Marine City and St. Clair.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to St. Clair Saints varsity basketball. John Carter along with Brad Robbins, camera person Elizabeth, and we're very pleased to bring the very first game of the 2019-2020 season. The Saints take on longtime rivals Port Huron Big Reds. And Brad, always fun to start off the basketball season, and it'll be interesting this year is a big change in regime for the Saints.
Yeah, we were just talking about this pre-game here. A lot of turnover, but primarily coaching staff and maybe some philosophy. Haven't seen Port Huron in a while on these broadcasts. To have them in is nice. Kind of a fresh slate for us and getting eyes on them, but obviously with Coach Mike Boulard now at the helm, from the girls to the boys for the Saints, it'll be interesting to see his debut here on the home floor.
Well, a little quirk of scheduling. The Saints boys have, I believe, 4 home games here in the first part of the season. The girls are away at Port Huron tonight, and they will be away through the entire month of December.
Battle tested.
And that'll be a tester. So, teams have left the floor. Just about ready to turn over to public address announcer Denny White for the introduction of the players and the playing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and face the flag? Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America this evening with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Having a little trouble with the public address announcer. And I think he's going to try to announce the starting lineups. We'll wait for that to happen.
Might have a mic volume problem with the the CD player and the mic here, so a little switch by Mr. Sandy Rutledge.
Big Reds of Port Huron High School.
Been there.
The Saints of St. Clair High School. Tonight's starting lineup, in a spirit of sportsmanship, read in alternating fashion, beginning with the Big Reds. Junior, number 1, Deavian Price. For the Saints, senior, number 1, Austin Schweiger. For Port Huron, junior, number 2, Niger Finney. For St. Clair, senior, number 3, Sean Donaldson. For the Big Reds, senior, number 13, Dawson Leffler. For the Saints, senior, number 11, Jared Lenarski. For Port Huron, junior, number 23, Ethan Taylor. For St. Clair, senior, number 13, Ryan Zimmer. For the Big Reds, junior, number 35, Jace Mullen. For the Saints, senior, number 20, Brady Gleason. The Big Reds are coached by Marion Stewart. The Saints by Nick Fuller.
All right, welcome back, everybody. John Carter along with Brad Robbins. And Brad mentioned Saints have some height on this team. Certainly Ryan Zimmer going about 6'5", but it looks like they're going to start their seniors basically with Ryan Zimmer, Brady Gleason, Austin Schweiger, Jared Lenarski, and Sean Donaldson. And that's an experienced crew.
Yeah, experienced, mature. I think coming back and carrying over, you give those seniors the opportunity. That's the first thing that jumped out as they announced the lineup. Pretty even size-wise on the floor right now. I think across the board we noted the Saints look to have the advantage there in terms of depth, but it all comes down to who's on the floor and at what time. Some familiar names, a Balon name there for Port Huron. I can remember, I think his brother was a pretty darn good player. The quarterback, as you mentioned, De'Avion Price, good athlete there for the PH as well, so hopefully the seniors can get the jitters out early and get the Saints off right.
Zimmer knocks it in the air, controlled by the Big Red. And here comes Price. Saints in a man-to-man. Lenarski on Price out front. Down to Finney. And out at 13, Leffler. Nice move past the guard and in for the layup. And Leffler quickly puts 2 on the board.
Nice drive. Got into the paint.
Donaldson, Schweiger in the middle to Gleason. Knocked away. And Donaldson has it. Got to get over quickly. Zimmer, cross court. Nice play by Ryan there. Gleason
Very
out
athletic.
to Lenarski. And that's going to be a push in the back from number 23, Ethan Balon.
Gleason goes under the power dribble. Pretty nice job there by Zimmer to keep that possession alive. PH comes out. They want to pressure early.
Schweiger. Long three, just a little short. Rebound by Leffler. And brings it up court. Knocked away by Donaldson. Sean Donaldson. 3 Saints have low numbers, but pull it back out. Austin.
Better rotation there by the Saints. Donaldson steps in to poke in. Last time all the way to the rack for PH, not this time.
Saints reset. Port Huron in a man-to-man as well. Gleason open, drives in. Good dump to Zimmer.
Nice share, could be a product. The two guys have played a lot of basketball together there. They kind of knew where he was at, dumped it off. Zimmer did a nice job, soft hands on a finish.
Post-to-post pass that time, makes it 2-all. Finney, good crossover, gets to the basket, doesn't get it, but picks up the foul. Quick move by Niger Finney.
Once Schweiger was beat there to the block, puts him in a bad spot. Finney does a nice job drawing the foul, using body control.
And they're going to call that a shooting foul. Finney, a junior, number 2. First shot's up. And a little long, and rounds the rim, and no good.
Right away, we see the identity very similar. Not that I want to draw comparisons to what Coach Boulard did as the girls coach all the time. Sometimes you do some different things depending on who you got, but come out with that identity that they're going to play man-to-man, aggressive defense. And a nice job there by Brady Gleason drawing a charge.
And what every coach ever loves, that drawing a charge, and Brady did a nice job. And a couple of little things already, an assist, drawing charge for Brady Gleason.
And that's what he's going to contribute for the most part. He can get you some points, but he's going to give you leadership. He's going to give you some court vision and make good decisions.
Donaldson goes to his left. Nice pass again by Zimmer. And Saints break the press easily. Kind of overlap the top. And Zimmer is a good ball handler and passer and made a nice play. Price outside, guarded by Lenarski, and that's quick on quick right there.
Lenarski, an excellent defender. Probably the fastest guy the Saints have going up the floor.
Leffler. Goes hard, knocked away by Gleason. Here comes Donaldson. Donaldson, nice pass to Lenarski. Can't get it, but
Draws
gonna go
foul.
and go to the line.
2 possessions now that Sean Donaldson started a break by poking it away and getting the Saints an opportunity. Sean Donaldson probably a guy that the Saints are going to lean on to get it going, but to be a scorer and a consistent guy as well, coming with lots of experience, at least up as a sophomore, so through a couple different coaches. He's been around a little bit here.
Yes. And Donaldson and Schweiger kind of are the backcourt, and they're both strong guys. They're football players, and they're going to be able to reach in and get that ball away. So.
And that's something across the board in this starting lineup that Coach Boulard has chosen is guys who aren't going to get knocked off the ball and be nervous about physical play. So probably a smart move. I mean, it could very well be that those are the guys that just earned the right to be on the floor first, but a good spot for guys coming out home opener. Just you know what you're going to get out of them, and they're not going to shy away from a challenge.
And had a very successful football season. So again, you build on that too in high school. And Coach Boulard knows that these guys have been together, played a lot of ball from football, baseball, and that does help. All right, second shot here for Lenarski. Jared's a senior. Shots up, and it's good. Saints up 6-2. Price now, guarded by Lenarski. Quick crossover, but Lenarski stays in front of him. Good step through there, Jared.
Since that first possession, the Saints have been much better in their gaps here and rotating over, shutting it down pretty well.
That was a nice move there by Price. He came back to the play and caused the reach in.
Not going to be a shooting foul there.
I don't believe so, no.
St. Clair foul number 11.
All right, Finney was giving me the indication he thought he was going to shoot. It's just part of the formation of their play here.
Balon brings it in. Leffler looks for it. Finney, Saints in a zone. Leffler, a little short, and Lenarski with a rebound. Here comes Donaldson. Up ahead, Schweiger. Knocked away by Balon. Tipped away again by Donaldson. He's already had his hands on 3 balls already tonight.
And that one is a big clutch play there, allows the Saints to set their D. I think he thinks he knocked it off the Port Huron player, but unfortunately for him, it doesn't matter what he thinks. The call was that it'll be a big red ball.
Price. Quick out, pull up, and good shot there.
It's a very athletic shot, right in the middle of the paint, soft touch.
Schweiger. Up ahead, Donaldson. Schweiger. And Gleason. Schweiger, wide open, 3. Back rim, no good. Rebounded by Port Huron, but I think they're going to get a push. Number 23, I believe, Balon had his arm out and knocked Zimmer out of the way.
It's one way to block out the big guy is to push him in the back so you can have the spot. Saints doing a good job right now offensively. Solved the pressure early from Port Huron. I think the first possession they didn't know how to handle it, but right now getting out ahead of that a little bit and got the Big Reds on their heels in the press break.
Good move by Zimmer. Great pass by Gleason. And the Saints up 8-4.
Little quarterback move there. Looked off the safety and hit the man going through the middle.
Lenarski picks the ball up on the floor.
Probably not where Lenarski's comfortable out on the open floor having to handle. Somebody's got to come to relieve them there. Donaldson was kind of in the area, but looked like he was going to let it go. Now a little bit of youth on the floor for the Saints.
Eli Lohr, 6'4" sophomore. And this is what we meant. There's a lot of height on the bench for St. Clair. Also in for Port Huron is number 4, Shaka Brown Thomas. Saints back into their man.
Big Reggie's a 1-4 high look. Didn't get much out of it in the way of pick and roll. They go right at Lohr.
And number 35, Jace Mullins with good position. Makes it 8-6. Schweiger, Lohr. And that's a sophomore move right there. And another couple of games, maybe he's going to look for that shot.
He's going to let that go. Yeah, he doesn't want to. You don't want to come in and get your feet wet and make the mistake early, and that's probably where he's at right now. He'll build that confidence as he goes.
Schweiger. Oh, in and out that time. Good look from Donaldson. And Austin's got to take that shot. You can't give that up. Well, that might be an extra one there.
Yeah, Schweiger's had 3 good looks at it. He's just got to keep firing. There's no reason not to. He's a senior. This is his year, his team. You just let it go. And I think he needs to get Eli on board with him, because I think Eli had the similar shot, and you just got to let that fly.
Donaldson. And as you mentioned, Saints have a good key for this press right now, not really giving them much trouble. And they can go high with the players they have in there. Donaldson, good reverse to Gleason. Zimmer, all the way in and scores.
You mentioned that cross sport skill work against the press. You know, some of the teams we've had in recent years, whether it's coincidence or not, you see a lot of baseball carryover. Guys who can throw and catch baseball passes on a basketball court are dangerous against the press, and you're seeing that a little bit out of Schweiger, Lohr, Gleason, Zimmer, obviously. These guys can throw the ball around a little bit.
Mullins with a 3 off the glass, and Coach Bullard says, don't worry about that. We'll take that shot every time.
Yeah, that's the one you're giving up. It happens.
Donaldson, all the way in and scores.
Saints still solving that press. Coach Stewart for PH, I'm sure he's got the wheels turning a little bit right now.
Foul that time, I think, by Donaldson.
Saints are getting a lot more opportunities in the open floor than they really are in the half court. So be interesting to see and monitor how long Coach Stewart wants to stay in it. Maybe that's their identity. Maybe that's what they want to do. But right now it's, I think, providing an advantage for the Saints.
Lenarski will come back in. He's going to replace Austin Schweiger.
Good job keeping the guards fresh here by Coach Boulard early in the season. Those nerves, they take a toll on you early in the game.
First game, yeah, a lot of adrenaline going on. Nice move there, but not converted. Number 3 is Trayshawn Lee. Donaldson all the way to the basket and on the floor. Not going to get it, but that was an excellent move by Sean. And again, so strong with the ball. Arm tackles and reach-ins aren't going to stop him.
Yeah, he's really assertive. You know, whether it counts or not, it kind of sent a message. You better bring more than that to stop him. So guys are going to have to rotate and take charges. You want to stop Donaldson in the paint.
Donaldson open, 3-quarter. Didn't quite get set, but got fouled.
Yeah, I think right now, poor Heron's having a hard time with Ryan Zimmer in the paint trying to board, and right now they're not doing the correct things, getting in front and getting position. They're behind him, and they're shoving in the back, and the officials are seeing that. That's twice in the last 3 or 4 possessions that's happened.
Well, Ryan's a legit 6'5", and gets it again, and in, and he's so quick, and he's just been dominant in the paint so far.
Got good hands, good athlete, soft touch around the rim.
Mullins, guarded by Zimmer. And off his foot. And you don't mind having the center that far away from the basket trying to put the ball on the floor.
Yeah, very aware that he banked a 3 last time, but you know, he looked uncomfortable with the basketball there. He's a little too far away from the hoop. I think you want him working a little bit closer to start with. Plenty of guards on the floor for PH.
Yeah, but their issue is going to be who matches up with Zimmer now. Donaldson up to Lenarski, back to Sean.
Good hands.
Good catch. Gleason to Lenarski. Cross court. Zimmer. 3-pointer. Yes! Ryan Zimmer.
Having a heck of a first quarter. Ryan Zimmer's already got 11.
Saints up 17-9. Just under 2 minutes to play.
Good hedge.
Price, and going to get a push, I think, against Lenarski. It looks like. Tightly called ball game, which is okay for the first game. You don't want things to get out of hand here.
Yeah, so far, as soon as the guys put 2 hands on, they've called it. Nothing really under dispute. Doing a nice job managing the game.
All right, Donaldson and Schweiger will stay at guards now. Lenarski out with his second foul. And Colin Zimmer in for the first time, replacing his brother. And the Saints give up absolutely nothing in height. with
Right,
those two.
no, same thing, maybe a little size and experience, but that's a good fill in there. Colin's going to have to rebound just like his brother did, make his presence known. Good hedge there.
Good hedge, yep. Price, pull up. Jumper backside, no good. Rebounded by Gleason with good position and timing. Schweiger. Back out, Gleason, Donaldson.
Good ball movement.
Lohr,
There's
open.
Lohr, confident shot.
All right,
It's a
good shot
look.
though. Shaka Thomas
Pace
in the
is
corner.
picked up here a little bit.
with Lee. That was a travel, I think, yep.
Yeah, he put the ball on his hip for one step too many before he went up. That's not going to work.
And 6'5" Colin Zimmer was a little bit of a deterrent as well.
He's going to alter that shot. I'm not sure how tall number 3 Trayshawn Lee is for PH, but there's a significant size difference there.
Donaldson, go to the basket, and draws the foul that
That one's
time.
going to count. We
And
talked
that'll
about the
count.
strength, and there it is on display again.
The Saints are solving the Port Huron defense here pretty easily, and it helps to have that kind of experienced guard play, but Donaldson will draw the and one.
49-second mark. This is Brady Gleason's first substitution. Kevin
Number 10,
Rogers
Kevin Rogers comes in.
going to get him in a little additional rest here with a 10-point cushion. Brady's
And always
doing a
good
lot
to
of
have
work.
that extra rest over the period, over the quarter. Donaldson's got it. And he converts a three-point play. Saints up 20-9. Here comes Lee, and he's guarded by Rogers. And Zimmer's going to pick up the foul, but that's a good help.
Came over, got him with the body on the way up. Nothing up top, but got the hip into him. If you're Colin Zimmer, that's nothing wrong with that. You came over, tried to help. You're a bench guy anyway, so you're not going to take those fouls with you into your next game, so you might as well use them up.
Use them up, especially on a drive to the basket. First shot's up, and back rim is no good for Trayshawn Lee.
Already
He's
a
a
win.
senior.
Yep.
Shots up, no good. Rebound by Schweiger. Back to Donaldson. 40, under 40 seconds actually. Donaldson, spin move. Knocked away by Shaka Thomas, or Brown Thomas, I should say. Rogers will trigger in, 30 seconds.
Brown Thomas doing a good job putting pressure on, even for an experienced guard. A lot of length there. Looks strong.
Donaldson, pick from Colin Zimmer. A foot.
Got to play good D here for 18 seconds. Had a good quarter. 20-9. You want to get a stop here.
Yeah, don't let him break double digits, right?
Right.
It's always a coach's
Money,
dream.
you got yourself to 20. There's nothing wrong with that. And make sure if they're going for one here, you block out, make it tough, get a rebound.
Price out front, guarded by Donaldson. Man-to-man for St. Clair.
Probably just going to isolate here. Let him go.
Good pull-up, little short, and
Great
off
quarter.
the rim. And as you said, terrific quarter for St. Clair. They lead after one, 20-9. We'll be back in a moment after a word from our sponsors.
The choice is yours at St. Clair Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Choose better service. Choose more for your trade.
Because we really do care in St. Clair.
Choose a better car buying experience when you shop 3 brands under one roof at St. Clair Chevrolet Buick GMC, where you'll get all your rebates and the lowest price, plus free pickup and delivery to your home or office.
We are St. Clair County's highest volume dealer. Just minutes from everywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins. Saints lead 20-9 after one, and Ryan Zimmer was a dominant force that first quarter.
Yeah, 11-point first quarter. Good spark. Was obviously finished around the rim, and that was big, but Brady Gleason, Sean Donaldson provided him with some pretty good ball movement, and he made his presence known. A couple of really nice passes by Brady, one in the out-of-bounds play, another on a post-to-post share to tip in. Really was impressed defensively, though, giving up 9 to a really athletic and quick team in Port Huron who was trying to pressure and increase possessions. Saints doing a good job of knowing when to hedge versus switch and communicating that. Hopefully they can keep that up throughout this quarter as well.
And really, just going to say no turnovers from the press either. And that's when you can do that against a pressing team, that means normally you're going to score pretty easily on the other end.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It'll be interesting to see how long PH stays in that. The Saints kind of tore up the press after that first possession and allowed them to have a 20-point quarter. I don't know how often you'll see that.
Schweiger all the way to the basket. And as we said many times during the football broadcast, Austin doesn't look like the fastest player out there, but he always gets past his man.
Right. Kind of glides, got sneaky quicks, strong kid, good athlete, has a good feel for sports. You know, I don't necessarily, he's obviously going to go play baseball at Saginaw Valley, but a standout football player and a guy who, 3-sport athlete, just gets competition and kind of game theory. He knows how to play.
He knows how to play. Shots up, and it's good. And sometimes making that foul shot helps the other shots as well.
See it go in. You know, he's had a couple good looks at threes. He's going to have to make some threes for the Saints this year.
Second shot's up. That's good as well. Saints up now 22-9. Here comes Lee. Someone needs to guard him. Nice pass down to Mullins. Guarded by Zimmer. Really good defense that time by Ryan.
That's where they want to get Mullins the ball, though. He was, early on after the bank three, I think he thought about being a guard for a minute, and it didn't look as cozy as he did working on the block. Zimmer with a nice job just staying big and not fouling.
Long three for the Evian Price. That was a good shot right there. Good kick out, inside out three.
I was almost going to lodge a complaint about one too many sharing passes there, as I thought the first drive was
excellent
good.
Excellent pass from Schweiger to Lohr. He gets his first 2 as a varsity player.
Obviously, Price made me eat my words, but Eli Lohr on the other end knocks it down.
Long three, and controlled by Mullins.
Got to rotate and recover here.
Rebound by Zimmer.
They did just that. Nice job, Zimmer, at time with a little better position.
Zimmer, Lohr, open three. Off the rim, no good, but took it in rhythm.
I
good
like
shot.
that.
Price. And might have picked up the foul that time. And a subtle thing, but Brady Gleason in the middle against the press break is such a good passer.
No doubt.
No coincidence, he's a quarterback,
sure.
but he just has a very good feel where the people are going to be, and he's so big and strong, you can't take it away from him in the middle either.
Yeah, he's got good court awareness, and when he turns around, there's no fear there, right? If you're able to somehow come up and try to trap him there, he's skilled enough to dribble out of it, but he's gonna rip you apart, because on the back end of a press, there's always a 2-on-1.
Right.
So he's gonna find it, and that you're not gonna pressure him into making a bad decision. He's already seen a defensive end coming in his face, so this is no big deal, and he's gonna make that choice, and he's doing it right now, and that's what's giving this the Big Red such a hard time.
And good block out that time. Schweiger goes to the basket, past Davis, can't get it. That rebound's controlled by Price, Finney. Finney. All the way in, no. Rebound knocked away by Donaldson, but there's going to be a reach in on Sean.
That may be his second's going to have Coach Boulard going to the bench here. It looks like Matt Buslip.
Yeah, Lenarski already has 2.
Right, so 2 of your better, more aggressive defenders, guys you count on to keep the ball out of the paint, are going to have to sit, and I'm not sure what Coach Boulard likes to do with 6 minutes left and a half, but you got a 12-point lead, so obviously that's something to monitor.
Yeah, I think probably you don't want to jeopardize it when you're that far ahead, right?
Right. I think that's one of those things. You want to monitor their momentum, but those guys are seniors. So if this gets tight and you need them, you got to talk to them and tell them to be smart and get them on the floor, to continue to break that press. But hopefully your depth allows you to let them sit, right? You got 11-point lead in 6 minutes to play. Let these guys go and keep it right there.
Price made 1 of 2.
Lohr can dribble here. It's one of those, he probably wasn't sure. He got it knocked away. He could have picked it up and actually at least tried to dribble attack it. There's a lot of pressure. You kind of want him to go at the pressure.
Well, and you saw the difference there, frankly, between Lohr and Brady Gleason in terms of the strength and the confidence. Price, long three, no good. Rebounded again by Gleason. And good box out by Brady. And he just does that very, very well.
Just knows where to be, knows how to position himself, and I think he's going to earn himself a 1-and-1 here. So maybe some foul shots throughout the remainder of this half as both teams have now crossed that threshold and will be shooting.
With over 5 minutes and 30 seconds, that's going to be a lot of foul shots.
Especially with as aggressive as both these teams are playing and as tight as the officials have called it throughout, the first half thus far. Kids got to adjust, or else it's going to just move at a snail's pace.
Gleason, shots up, and back rim and in.
Get the home roll.
Shooter's bounce, as they say. He did have good spin on it, though.
It was fine. It's never an accident when the ball goes in, maybe unless it banks from the top of the key from a foot off the line, but we won't tell Mullins.
Second one's up and good. Working up quickly. Price guarded by Schweiger from Davis.
St. sagging just a little bit more than they had been previously. Still using the hedge. Great job by Buslip staying vertical.
And here comes Zimmer. Zimmer. Oh. And good hustle by Davion Price, but Zimmer was looking to stuff that, but you want to make sure you protect yourself first.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You got one rule. I think if you're Price, you're getting there and you're not letting them dunk it, and if you're Zimmer, you're trying to get it so that you can stuff it. Brady Gleason did a nice job providing some interference there and giving it a chance, but hard to dunk it if you get hit on the wrist. So
yep.
You just got to go earn them.
Zimmer on the line for two. Port Huron now at 10 fouls, so it's going to be double bonus for the Saints the rest of the way. First shot's up and good.
Which is critical because you can go on the attack here, and we'll see it. They're going to continue to press. You just go right at them, and there's no reason to believe the officials aren't going to blow the whistle. You get to the paint with some aggression, and you're probably going to the line.
Zimmer's one of two with a bounce out there. Here comes Leffler. Picked up by Gleason. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded, nice job by Buslip.
Two good defensive possessions by Buslip off the bench in relief of Sean Donaldson. Really nice job holding serve here.
Gleason. Back over to Schweiger, Buslip. Gleason. And he really acts as a point forward. That's probably his role here as much as anything. Schweiger, quick spin. Gets to the basket. Can't get it. Rebound. Controlled by Zimmer. And jump ball. It'll be Port Huron basketball.
Good take by Schweiger. Good follow by Zimmer. Probably deserved a little bit better outcome for both of them there, but the tie-up will turn the arrow at the very least. You mentioned Brady being a point forward. It's a luxury to have just based on your matchups, right? So if you get into a game where there's a lot of pressure and some really skilled guards, you can take the pressure off of your guards and put them on probably where Brady's got a matchup in terms of getting his guy away from the bucket a little bit.
Long three, Finney, pull up, and he hits it. Gleason in the middle, Lohr controls. Back to Schweiger, over to Lohr. Zimmer, again, he's open, three-pointer, back rim, and Lohr with the rebound.
Good job, Eli Lohr, hustle play.
Gleason. Lohr, three-pointer, yes!
Nice job, Eli Lohr. It's an excellent, good rotation. Come back, get the possession, and then earn your own three there.
And a good pass again by Brady Gleason.
Gleason's only got 2 points, but he's probably got 8 rebounds and 5 assists, so plenty of contributions there.
Fills up a stat sheet. Almost knocked away by Austin. Finney goes to the basket and scores. And you either have to take the foul, or take the charge, or block it. You can't kind of
floated and swatted at it, which
yep.
is going to draw a call, whether you get the contact really or not. It's just the optics of it for an official. And then, that result was really because Schweiger didn't come up with the steal. You put everybody. I'm not saying not to take the risk. If you want to be aggressive, you're just going to have that happen once in a while. You go for that, you end up with a 5-on-4, and you guys got to rotate, and it puts you in a position where you might foul.
Finney, good rebound by Zimmer. With a little bit of attitude, which is great. Whoa.
No shortage of aggression there, clearing some space.
Racing to Schweiger. Down deep, Zimmer. Out front, close up. Yes!
Good share. Zimmer with a kick out, good share. And Matt Buslip coming off the bench, providing actually a little spark here.
Yes, nice job. Those are bright orange sneakers, by the way.
Again.
Pushed under the basket by number 5. And Buslip's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Big red foul, number 5, Logan Kinney.
Right now, the Saints are showing indications of just cleaner execution of just some basic fundamental basketball things, right? Have been in position for rebounds. Port Huron has 3 fouls because they've been out of position in rebounding. Matt Buslip comes in, provides depth, does some really nice things, hits a key 3. Haven't seen that as much off the bench for the Big Reds.
Yeah, I think the Saints may be a little bit deeper. Good shot by Buslip in his first one. And deeper with quality ball players, which is an advantage.
No doubt, especially because I haven't monitored it that closely, but PH has got to be in similar foul situation as we are. So, the depth there is providing a boost, really, for the Saints.
Second shot, ram rebound, Zimmer. Can't get it. Taps it up again, tips it again, and puts it in. There's the Moses Malone, 2 points and 4 rebounds for Zimmer.
Excellent job of sticking with it. He was able to jump twice.
I'm not sure
Looks
what
like we
call
got a
is here.
timeout by Coach Stewart, and it's going to be a fall. Good timeout now. As when we discussed earlier what that was going to look like when Sean Donaldson went to the bench, those guys came in and actually have expanded that lead.
Yes, good job by Buslip, and certainly the Saints have got nice contributions from the bench, and then Ryan Zimmer has just been, frankly, a beast.
Yeah, he's dominating the game right now, but his teammates are allowing him and putting him in positions to dominate as well, breaking that press out in front, exposing some things down at the other end, and right there you see you've got Austin Schweiger barking orders because he sees the matchup already, so they just turned around and threw it right in. That's that game theory. I see something. I see a matchup that I think the experience of the Saints is hurting the Big Reds because they're not doing that at the other end right now.
That's correct. And again, matchups also mean a lot. And with Mullins out, there's really no one on the Big Reds that can handle Ryan at the point.
Right, and we talked about the size. When you look at the 2 rosters, Port Huron has plenty of size, but the guys coming off the bench are not really the guys with the size that are sitting over there. And St. Clair is just rolling out guys over 6 foot who are rebounding and playing fundamentally sound. They're in position. They're doing some really good things.
All right, Saints up 36-18. 2 minutes 53.
I think a very good timeout there by Coach Stewart. I think he needed it. If you're Coach Boulard, you're preaching to your guys to just keep the momentum. That's a tough thing coming off the timeout.
Pull-up jumper, yes.
Good answer there.
Shaka Brown Thomas.
Yes, no doubt. That was a good answer by the Big Reds, just what they needed in that spot.
A little bit different look this time by Port Huron. Austin Zimmer. Gleason back to Austin Schweiger.
Extended man. It's been a little better look for PH.
Saints moving around the perimeter. Down deep, Zimmer. And get pushed by, I think, not sure who they're going to call it on. Brown Thomas, probably. Yep, and Zimmer goes to the line. This is what every innocuous foul like that, and it's going to be 2 shots. And
it's hard to climb back and get momentum if you're the Big Reds, if you're just being too handsy at the defensive end and allowing a matchup. See, that matchup is lost as soon as he caught it. You can't let him catch at 5 feet. That's got all the work has to be done prior to that catch. And there's not enough ball pressure in the guy who's trying to throw its face, and there's not enough of a 3/4 front or a full front to keep him from catching. And that's going to keep him in foul trouble and keep Ryan Zimmer knocking down foul shots.
Well, and the other thing is you have to fight through that pick out front, and if you have to move the 6'1" guy onto somebody like Zimmer at the end, it's
a tough ask. He's got good hands. He's going to catch it, and then he's going to make you pay and put you in a bad spot.
Scheffler. Mullins again with the 3, and he gets it. That one without board.
That one was a little more convincing. I still think if you're Coach Boulard and the Saints, that's the one you're giving up, Much better job of the Big Reds by taking away the middle.
Beautiful pass. And picked up by Buslip after miss by Zimmer. Dive to the rim. Good things happen. And then ball pressure by Colin Zimmer and Austin Schweiger. And you can see the Big Reds now kind of backing off. A little bit of man pressure. Well, we got a double team here.
Looks like a trap. 2-2-1. They're going to try and trap.
Good try. That pass to his brother needs to be much higher.
Set up and make him earn it. Good job by Schweiger. Not a lot there. Good pass. Saints with 1:14, going to be smart here. 16-point lead. A lot of communication.
It's like having extra coaches on the floor with Gleason and Schweiger out there. Great pass from Gleason.
I'm going to give him an unofficial 6th assist there to go with his unofficial 8 boards, but Brady Gleason doing a nice job leading and distributing right now.
Oh, good move that time.
Great take. 23.
23, Ethan Balon.
There's that Balon name. I've heard that before.
That was very decisive and good move.
Used his length, kind of glided to the bucket. Really nice job.
25 seconds left.
Saints going to try to hold for 1, I think. Probably a good call. You've had a lot of momentum. Get yourself something going in. That'd be great.
Down to 17 seconds. Ball slip to Schweiger. Saints have some time here. Spin, Schweiger. Gleason. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Zimmer.
Still got time.
Schweiger, 3. Yes!
Big hit.
At the buzzer. Austin Schweiger knocks it down, and that makes it 44-25. And Brad, just about a perfect first half for St. Clair.
It was really well done, and it was a combination of the Saints' experience kind of shining through, but then their bench depth, in addition to catching some breaks and knocking down big shots. Just an all-around good half. Tough to, as a coach, tell you got to do better than that in the second. I think you just try to replicate it. You're on pace for 88 points. Maybe try to keep them under 50 and make sure you secure this
thing. Keep them under 50. Okay,
yeah.
John Carter along with Brad Robbins. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
Well, they've got drink specials every day. Rooms upstairs if you want to stay. If you love music, hear it play at the good old Murphy Inn. At the good old Murphy Inn.
Looking for a great spot to enjoy lunch or dinner with fantastic daily food and happy hour specials? Look no further than the Murphy Inn in St. Clair. This is Paul, owner of the Murphy Inn. Our charming Irish pub features different food and drink specials every day of the week, plus live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday. The Inn even offers 7 unique hotel rooms complete with modern amenities, perfect for overnight stays or a weekend getaway.
There ain't no doubt we're going out to the good old Murphy Inn. To the good old Murphy Inn.
Your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
The choice is yours at St. Clair Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Choose better service. Choose more for your trade. Because we really do care about St. Clair.
Choose a better car buying experience at St. Clair Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, where you'll get all your rebates and the lowest care.
They really do care in St. Clair.
We are St. Clair County's highest volume dealer.
St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge.
Just minutes from everywhere.
Neiman's Family Market. Experience the Neiman's family difference. Fresh fruits and vegetables, where Michigan-grown products are featured daily. Local is more than what Neiman's sells. It's who they are. From Grandpa John's quality meats since 1952, featuring a complete meat and deli department, to Grandma Sophie's Bakery, to the Corner Cafe. That's what Neiman's Family Market is. Experience the Neiman Family.
back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins, camera person Elizabeth. You're watching St. Clair basketball here on CTV, cable television in St. Clair. And Brad, we talked about a great first half for St. Clair. They lead 44-25. And they'll come back with their starting five: Gleason, Donaldson, Schweiger, Lenarski, and Zimmer. Port Huron counters with Leffler, Balon, Finney, Price, and Mullins.
Saints did a great job on both ends of the floor. Port Huron's probably going to have to make some adjustments here to get back in this ball game. Saints are just going to have to keep doing what they did. Almost everything went right for the Saints in that first half.
Schweiger a little bit short on the three. And Donaldson tried to throw it back off a player, couldn't do it. Leffler in the corner. Mullins. And back to Price.
Mentioned everything kind of going right. Ryan Zimmer a lot to do with that. 15 first half points. And Saints in a little bit of foul trouble with some of their better players too in the depth. Eli Lohr, Matt Buslip came in, Colin Zimmer came in, did a really nice job.
And Brady Gleason with a second offensive foul pickup. First foul on Leffler.
Coach Boulard visibly pleased with the charge. Good take, little contact there, no call.
And Zimmer had a couple tries off the offensive rebound and couldn't do it. Here comes, good shot that time. That was Balon, I believe, number 23, Ethan Balon.
He's got the last two field goals for the Big Reds over the span of the first half, and now this one.
Donaldson back out. That's going to be an offensive foul. And they've been consistent. That's third foul on Donaldson. He's not happy about coming out.
Lobbying to stay. It's an easy answer if you're Coach Boulard. If you want to stay on the floor, quit fouling people.
That's right.
That's an easy comeback.
Matt Buslip had an excellent first half. Is back on the floor. Price has it out front. Picks. And a three-pointer. And Coach Boulard wants a timeout.
As soon as he made that shot, look over at the bench. It's just kind of a natural look. Probably a good idea. Nothing really going there early for the Saints. Just seems stale. Kind of try to put a pause on what they're doing. Come out with a look here. Probably just reassure your guys a little bit.
Stop the momentum a little bit. And Saints had the basketball, 44-30. 6 minutes, 25 seconds left. Saints girls team is in action up at Port Huron tonight.
Port Huron, an excellent girls basketball team.
Very good basketball team. Yeah, they're already 2-0 on the season. Saints lost their first game. Pretty good game to Port Huron Northern. But we've talked about new coach Darren Pietrowski with the Saints girls. Tough first couple of games. They got to play Port Huron and Port Huron Northern, two very good girls basketball teams.
Yeah, both on the road, and they're going to be on the road for the foreseeable future. You know, they're going to have to embrace the challenge a little bit and keep their perspective and do some learning. Always hard to do.
That ball was thrown out of bounds by Port Huron. The Saints got a little bit out of control, which didn't happen much.
Yeah, that's the antithesis of what they did the first half. They were under control. They made all the right passes. But right now, Port Huron's going full man, and earlier it was all zone. So we'll see if they can leak some guys out and attack.
Schweiger lost the ball, but Coach Boulard pleading for a little bit of control. The Saints kind of going a little helter-skelter here. And
I think Coach Boulard is noting the same thing that I'm mentally noting, is that in the first half, the three officials were very tight, didn't allow hand checks. There wasn't a lot of contact, and there were a lot of fouls, no doubt, but there was more contact on Austin Schweiger's last two drives than there was in the entire first half, and the officials let it go.
Nice take by Price. And he's starting to heat up a little bit. Gleason got pushed.
Momentum squarely in the Big Red side of the floor right now, and the Saints need to get a bucket. They need to peel the lid off of it here as the lead's down to 12.
And normally, in a game of basketball, every team's going to make a run, basically. And you just have to kind of play through it.
Good teams learn how to survive those runs.
Schweiger gets it to Buslip. Buslip to Lenarski. Lenarski down deep, Zimmer. And back out front.
Better job of not switching there by the Big Reds. Saints took advantage a lot early on.
Down deep, Schweiger. Buslip takes it all the way in and scores. Matt Buslip, very confident move, and he's athletic and pretty tall, and he's looked very good tonight.
No doubt, that's his 10th point, going for the 11th here. He's been very assertive off the bench. And as much as Sean Donaldson lobbied to stay in the game, I think it gives Coach Boulard some confidence knowing that if this game does get tight, he can keep Donaldson there, allow Buslip to do good work, and then you have Donaldson available at the end of a tight game should it happen.
And again, foul shot for Buslip. Tayshawn Lee comes in and replaces Finney. They're not putting the number of fouls up anymore, so we don't know how many he has, but it's got to be 2 or 3 on Finney tonight already. And that's the other issue for Port Huron. They have a number of people that have got fouls.
Yeah, with as tight as that first half was called, that was the natural consequence to the whistles.
It's going to be a blockout on Schweiger. I think he was working to keep Price away from the basketball and kind of hipped him out of bounds. Well, the public address announcer had it at 2, yes.
2 is a lot. That's a big difference.
Yes.
Lenarski's kind of fighting that battle right now as well. He's got 2 from the first half. Now he's got 3.
Yep, and good pass that time to Price in the middle.
Saints just not rotating quite as well, and they're not keeping guys in front of them quite like they did in the first half.
Price will be on the line shooting 2. 47-32. First shot's up, and it's good. We have Jan Price. Cuts the lead to 14. Donaldson with his 3 comes in to replace Schweiger with his 3. And now you kind of rotate those 2 players.
Now you manage it, right?
Buslip with the good rebound.
But they're both seniors, so if you put them on the floor and you ask them to do something, you got to expect that they're going to play smart and try to avoid any more contact as best they can.
Gleason back to Donaldson.
As you mentioned, Davion Price starting to assert himself. That's 12 points for him tonight.
Gleason knocked away by Mullins, and he scores. Cuts it to 12, first time all night. Since probably the first quarter, it's been this close.
This pressure looked, but yes.
He held him. He held him. And away from the ball, number 3, Tayshawn Lee. Picked up and that was easy. He's right in front of the referee, and it was clear he was being held on that pick.
No doubt. There's one of these things that we can monitor here. This is actually working really well for PH. I applaud the effort and the look. It's going to be, with all the fouls that they had in the first half, can they keep the right guys on the floor and provide this much pressure to get themselves back in the game?
Great play by Lenarski there. Drove hard to the basket, dumped it to Zimmer. And in for Balon. Saints kind of lost him in the wash. Donaldson, guarded by Lee. Sean's not going to be quicker, but he's going to be a lot stronger and bigger.
No doubt. Now this look, you just got to play under, you got to be composed here. Number 3, pleading his case, Tayshawn Lee, but he's right out in the wide open, and you just can't, you can't be that assertive right out in the open floor. It's right there for everyone to see. So,
and as coach is saying, when you show that kind of tomahawk, it's going to be
no doubt
very noticeable. And Donaldson quickly off the bench takes it to the basket on the floor, but that's already 5 team fouls on Port Huron.
That goes to the point I just tried to make with Port Huron is using this pressure in the full court man and coming out and extending to get themselves back into the game. And it's a 12-point lead, and it's doing good things for them here with 3:43 left in the third. But at some point, their fouls are going to become an issue as number 5
just picked up his third
Logan
or fourth.
Kinney, who comes off the bench, has 4, and the Big Reds are at 6 as a team already.
Donaldson. Got to be careful. See, that is, Coach Fred Shaw used to call that big boy special, 2 for 1. You get a turnover and then you foul immediately because basically you're upset.
Right.
Carson G comes in, his first time on the floor. Now, Saints going to have to deal without their 2 senior guards here.
Big opportunity for Carson G and Matt Buslett.
Oh, a tough shot there. Good rebound. And in by Balon. Lenarski, 2G. And quick turnover. Lenarski tried for the basket.
And they're going to let him shoot that.
Great hustle that time by Lenarski. And that's going to be a foul. I can't tell who it's on.
I think it's on Balon. No, 35. They're going to get Mullins. He was laying on the ground, and when the loose ball, I think he held the arm. I'm not sure about the feigned shot there, but it worked. So he's going to go to the line and shoot it, which is fine for the Saints.
Lenarski now. First one's up, and back rim no good. Davis comes in, replacing Mullins. Saints have not been able to get the ball inside very often. The Zimmer here as they've gone. Press has actually taken a toll here in the third quarter. That ball is a little short. Good box out by Davis. And here comes Price. Up ahead. And Lenarski, very athletic, showing off his DB skills that time.
Big Red's pressure has put a lot of a squeeze out on the guards. It's not necessarily that there's a matchup difference or that Zimmer's not available inside. It's just the pressure out front on the guards has prevented them from making good passes on the interior. Saints have to find a way to do that.
G. And that time picks up the foul.
I think they were fortunate that they didn't call the first reach and the second one did get called.
That's
on Shaka Brown Thomas.
14, Shaka Brown Thomas. His third.
That's his third. And it'll be 1-on-1 for Carson G. Junior. And if you come in, make your foul shots, it's a big lift for the team. Saints up by 10, 49-39. First shot's up, and it's good. Perfect for G. Good form in that, good rotation. 2 minutes 57, third quarter. Saints up by 12 now. G hits both.
Nice job. Just want to make sure you get Carson G under control out in the open floor. Great job making his foul shots there. Hopefully get that experience. Looks like the Saints may have a zone look here. Try to keep the
Price out of the middle.
No doubt.
That was just careless Price. I hate to say it, but you're expecting 6'1" and you got 5'6".
Yeah,
it makes a difference.
Big difference, right? Kind of forgot who his personnel was there, and Saints need to make them pay. They're finally able to force a turnover there.
Eli Laura comes in. Lenarski now playing point guard. Whoa, that was a travel.
Yeah, absolutely. He kind of went LeBron and took an extra step there. And we matched them for unforced turnovers and handed it right back to the Big Reds. Eli Lohr comes in, gives that length in this zone. Got a lot of athletic length here if you're the Saints. It's a good look for them.
Oh, good shot that time. Balon, he's also come alive here.
11 points for him, so a little more balance out of the Big Reds now.
And Saints really, again, going back to that point forward. Lenarski, Lohr back to Zimmer. Zimmer, ooh, tough pass, great catch, and finally finished by Lenarski.
That's a heck of an adjustment and athletic play by Lenarski because Ryan Zimmer threw that really hard. It was the right pass, wrong temperature, but Lenarski made it work and then finishes the bucket to boot. So
that was really
athletic to
amazing
gather.
athletic play there to be able to do that. Finney comes back in for Lee. Leffler, Price. Finney out front, wide open. Yeah, got to contest that more. That's too easy. And they're going to go back to Gleason here. Oh, that could have been a travel. Lenarski gets it over half.
Seeing that pressure hurt as the guard depth for the Saints. You got a lot of leadership on the floor. You go back to the point forward, put Gleason out front.
Down to 8 points and thrown out of bounds. Port Huron just makes a couple of errors, and they've had chances really to cut this game, this lead down, and
Logan Kinney is on the bench for Port Huron, and he was standing up and cheering, and he was clapping. I think it made it look like he was available for a pass. Tough break there for the Big Reds.
Bust up all the way in, scores, but that's going to be called on the floor.
Going to shoot him anyway. It's 9 fouls.
Good job by Zimmer again, seeing the open man.
Foul number 23, Ethan Balon, his third.
Third foul on Balon.
8-point lead, but those fouls are starting to rack up for the Big Reds, and Saints need to make their foul shots.
1-on-1 opportunity here for Buslip. Shots up, that's going to be a little long. Rebounded by Gleason, though.
Big possession, good cut.
And blocked. Davis can't get it, and he knocks over Eli Lohr. And it'll be 2 shots for Lohr. Well, it's certainly turned into a competitive ball game here in this third quarter.
No doubt about it. This is a 20-9 quarter right now, and that was the same margin in the first. So all we have left is the second quarter keeping us apart, and the Saints need to find a way to respond.
Eli Lohr, sophomore, on the line for 2. First shot's up and it's short.
Good soft touch. Saints haven't shot the ball as well here in the second half. Credit the Big Reds. I think a lot of it has to do with the adjustments and the ratcheted up pressure that they provided.
Colin Zimmer goes to the scorer's table, probably for his brother. That one's a little long. Rebound by Port Huron. That's going to be reaching on Buslip. Saints only have 5 team. So Port Huron's going to be faced with Saints getting 2 shots on every single foul for the remainder of the second half.
It's a big advantage. You don't want to all of a sudden climb up and match it, though. You're only 2 away from the bonus. Saints stay 2-3 here based on out of bounds.
Price.
Good
knocked away by Lenarski.
Share it.
Oh,
Nice
great
play.
play.
Never mind. Keep it.
Never mind.
That's why I'm up here and he's down there deflecting passes and making plays.
Finney. Mullins. Didn't get the back. Fouled by Lohr.
That was the position that the Saints had all first half. We're doing a great job on those plays, and that time Eli kind of jumped with the play instead of doing all the work on the front end of it and gets himself
Got to find the body. And fifth foul, 6th foul, I think, for St. Clair. Mullins will be on the line, shooting 2. First shot, it's up and good.
Mullins with some decent touch. Banked that first 3. He's convinced me a little bit that maybe he can shoot it. He hit another 3 and the subsequent jumper here in this half from the elbow. So
starting to be convinced.
Yeah, he's making a believer out of me.
When you stand back 6 inches from the foul line, that's never a good look. That one's in and out.
Rattled him in.
Lenarski. Oh, almost picked off by Finney, and he did.
Saints
Price
go back
now.
man here.
Good pass. Finney open. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Zimmer.
Need some guard help. Eyes up.
Back to Zimmer.
Oh, he got caught in between not having a guy to throw to and not knowing if he should go to the bucket. Going a little too fast. Really, Colin and Eli, for as big as they are, look pretty comfortable moving the ball back and forth. Just got to make a better decision at the back end.
Brady Gleasing helping his teammates with who guards who.
As he's done throughout the night.
Good take. Lenarski to Gleason. Up to Lohr. Down to 3. They don't realize.
Yeah, so he shot it.
Got a shot.
Doesn't matter.
And it's going to be a technical.
Foul.
So that's going to be 2 shots for Zimmer, and then 2 shots for his choice, coach's choice for the technical. And I'm not sure when it's at the end of if it's a dead ball, does the possession arrow count in fourth quarter or not? I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that question. Something little known is, Coach Boulard can select anybody on his roster to shoot the foul shots as well. I think if you see Colin Zimmer make both of them, you might let him just keep his toes on the line and shoot the next, but he missed one, so you're going to bring in your best free throw shooter to take the next. And I don't know how that possession works, if it automatically goes.
Misses 2, and Austin Schweiger is going to be a shooter. As you pointed out, there's some fans saying he wasn't playing, but
it does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
You could have Pietrkowski pull his shooting shirt off and shoot it. It does not matter. It can be anybody on your roster.
These are big, though.
That's something that's been a point of contention. Coach Lesko, I have Coach Lesko to thank for knowing that. First guy to ever get a technical foul at a middle school game because he insisted on doing that and the official wouldn't let him. And it is the rule, and he's correct.
Schweiger makes the first. And
splits him.
Split him. All right. Well, that's after 3. Saints up 56-49. We'll be back in a moment to bring you to fourth quarter.
So, yeah, we'll find out how they arbiter it. I don't know.
Welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins, Elizabeth on the camera. And we pointed out a little bit of a rules point here. There's a technical foul. Now, after a technical foul, it's supposed to be 2 shots and possession. And the referees are discussing if that's the case when you have the end of the quarter and the arrow points to Port Huron.
And I don't know how that gets handled by the book. If it's dead ball, does it not create the possession? If you go to the locker room, say a coach gets one walking off the floor, I'm not sure if they switch the arrow in that case or if it is a different type of technical foul.
All right, so here's the result. The Saints will get the ball on the technical, but the arrow stays.
Okay, so and honestly, that's probably what makes the most sense. So the technical will supersede the possession arrow, but the Big Reds will get the next opportunity, and the Saints didn't do much with the one that they got. So much ado about nothing, but I learned something.
Yes.
And I do think the officials got that correct. As honestly, they've done a pretty darn good job tonight in general, I think.
Price up front now, picked up by Lohr.
Saints with a bit of a missed opportunity at the end of that quarter with the 2-shot technical and the 2-shot foul, and only got 1 point out of it.
Finney all the way in, can't get it. Rebound is tipped away and controlled by Port Huron, picked up the foul. Well, that's going to be 2 shots. Fouls on Lohr.
33, Eli Lohr, his second, team 7.
And Saints now go into the bonus as well. Ethan Balon. First shot's up and off the rim.
Fans getting involved here now. That's a hotly contested game, just 7 points. Student sections come alive a little bit.
Second shot for Balon, that one's good.
Balon's having a nice second half, as many of Big Reds. Mullins has come alive. And then obviously Davion Price has kind of been hot and cold, but leading the way here for the Big Reds.
Down deep, Zimmer gets it back out. Gleason. Tipped away. Picked up, Lohr up ahead.
A lot of contact.
Down deep, kicked away by St. Clair. Buslup will come in. He's going to replace Lenarski. Saints still with Sean Donaldson on the bench with 4.
This being just a 2-possession game, I would anticipate you'll see him relatively quickly. Are we going to get a double foul here?
I don't know. Push on number 14.
Shock of Brown Thomas.
Brown Thomas picks it up. Gleason will go to the line to shoot 2. That's 4th foul on Thomas, and he's been effective here in the second half.
Done a nice job putting pressure on the ball, using his length and size. What wet on the floor.
Probably a wet spot or something.
A lot of bodies on the floor very recently.
Yeah.
The control in the second half just hasn't been there, which I think that's how the Big Reds want to play this, right?
Oh,
just get everybody going fast and let the chips fall where they may. Saints really haven't been able to throw entry passes, and they chewed up the zone press that the Big Reds were trying to use. This man press has been an issue, and I think, they've been allowed to put hands on a little bit more.
Well, and the other thing is I think it makes a big difference when the Saints, both their senior guards are in foul trouble.
I had the same question they're going to discuss right now. There's a foul away from the ball. I'm not sure if they shoot this, but it may be. They may.
All right, Gleason will shoot 2.
They may shoot everything except for offensive fouls.
Yeah,
now,
I think what used to be called player control or ball control fouls.
Correct.
And the Saints going cold here at the foul line at a bad time. All right, Lohr back in for St. Clair. Zimmer, Gleason, Buslup, and Schweiger. Second shot is around the rim and got it. Here comes Price. Man-to-man, guarded by Matt Buslup. Good take. And Buslup with the rebound.
Really like the way Buslup's played today, doing a great job. Donaldson in foul trouble. He's kind of mitigated that, done a good job. Had to get a touch for Zimmer here on the interior.
I'll get it right back to him.
Hey, I had him again. You gotta be careful at 3 seconds here.
Yep, you can see that coming. And 1.
In that instance, I think you got to go and you just got to keep giving Zimmer touches there. They went away from it. They tried it once, didn't get it. I think you throw it back out, throw it back in, play patty cake until you get a look that Zimmer likes and can distribute something on time or make a layup.
Yep, reposting that the big guy there would have been the play. And
I think you had him. I think they did have him. I just don't think they saw him.
But good play by Balon on the other end, and he gets the 3-point play.
Big play makes it a 4-point game. Saints got to hold serve here. The momentum squarely in the Big Reds' favor.
Schweiger. In the middle. Zimmer, and he stuffs it! Ryan Zimmer, big play, nice pass from Gleason. Now get back and play defense.
Still just 2, got to play. Great defense.
And he is playing. Price is now taking over. The ball is tipped out of bounds. And it'll stay Saints basketball. All right, 59-55, 6 minutes. There's lots of time left in this game.
Oh, this is a ball game now and plenty of timeouts on both sides. I think I can just remember a couple of 30s for each of them. So
Saints have the double bonus, but Port Huron's at 8, so they're going to be shooting very soon. And it's going to be a tough game here.
No doubt. Port Huron's done everything right in the second half to get themselves back in a ball game. The Saints are trying to grind it out. But it's notable the things that the Big Reds have done to take away all the success that the Saints had in the first half, getting all those touches inside, the sharing of the ball inside, and that led to some kickouts and some really nice looks at three. But Port Huron abandoned the zone, went to just high pressure man, and it's giving the Saints guard some issues right now.
All right, Saints will have Donaldson, Schweiger, Zimmer, Gleason, and Buslip. Saints basketball. Donaldson will trigger it in. If the Saints can get the ball to Ryan underneath, he's got a significant advantage over Port Huron at this point. Again, Zimmer, and he scores. I feel a little bit like Tony Romo.
Prediction.
Tough three in the side, no good. Rebounded by Zimmer. And to Gleason and to Donaldson.
Zimmer with 21 tonight. And that's with a relatively quiet second half here until the last couple of trips. So got to keep getting him involved.
Buslip.
I love it. He's been so assertive.
And he was being held the entire way. That was a good call.
I agree. It seems like they disagree vehemently there, and you can't hold his left arm down while he's trying to dribble to the hoop. You got to beat him out front, beat him to a spot.
All right, Saints need to make some foul shots. Buslip on the line for two. First shot's up, and it's good. Mullins comes back in. He's going to replace, let's see, Balon. I didn't see who that foul was on. Not sure if it was Price or, I think it was Price.
That'd be okay. I think it was Price. It looked like his third, if I'm remembering what flashed across there correctly.
Second shot for Buslip is up, good.
Buslip with 13 tonight off the bench.
Lee brings it up court. Saints back in their man. Finney. Guarded by Schweiger. Balon. Good move. And he's got some quickness on Zimmer. And that's a nice move right there. Schweiger. Cross court. Donaldson.
Donaldson's going to have to kind of reacquaint himself into the flow of the game. He had a nice start, and then the foul troubles just got him out of rhythm.
Gleason. Buslip. Don't want to go there.
There you go.
Down deep. Zimmer. Can't get it. Buslip. In the corner. Knocked away, and it's going to be Port Huron basketball. Saints got what they wanted. Zimmer had two really good looks.
Does an excellent job knowing when he misses and anticipating where it's going to go. Gets himself extra looks. Had him that time, just couldn't convert.
Knocked away. And controlled Buslip to Gleason.
Big possession there for the Saints here. 4:29 left. That was a spot where they could get it down to one possession, and the
knocked
Saints
away
turned them
that
over.
time by Port Huron. And Coach Bullard going to use one of those timeouts.
Like this spot for a timeout. You got a big turnover there, and you have a coveted possession right now with the lead at 6. You got to get a good shot.
And with double bonus, so you don't have to force anything here. Again, work it inside. I know Ryan didn't convert the last time, but he has a big advantage, and you need to get the ball down deep. Saints have, as we mentioned, a number of games here at home. Next game is actually at Croslex on Friday, but they have Marysville and Marine City at home
next week, right?
Next week.
Heading into the break.
And they are no longer in our division in the MAC, but those are good, always good games, good rivalry games, and it'll be a good, I think, picture of where St. Clair is as they head into gold play after the first of the year.
And not for nothing, but locally, just in terms of where you fit coverage-wise and who you are amongst your Blue Water area peers. I mean, that's a lot of good matchups for the people to come and see, and kind of gives you an idea where everybody's going to stack up, because at some point district play will come around and those things will be remembered. And those are the games the kids really like to play. I mean,
absolutely.
Get into those local games. They're fun, whether they're in your division or not. It's good to see those people, the kids you've played against, played all the sports against, and grow up playing youth sports against.
All right, Gleason, Zimmer, Donaldson, Schweiger, and Buslip.
The best set that you've got in your limited playbook to get Zimmer a touch is the one
right
you want.
There.
Yeah.
And he had Finney at about 5'10" on his back, and just nothing that Niger Finney could do. Boy, tough take. You got to stop him out front. Make him turn. You got to make him turn. And right now, Price is kind of a one-man wrecking crew for.
He's so athletic. He's just tough. I mean, from where we sit to say you got to slow him down is an easy thing for us to say. I think when he's right in front of you, just tough to stay with him stride for stride. He's got good length. He gets that first step, and it overtakes you. Now, if he goes to the line and doesn't make, that's a win, but Saints try to avoid that foul because they can score with the clock not running, and that's your friend right now with 4:12 left.
Second shot for Price. That one is just off the rim, no good. Zimmer quickly to Gleason. Up ahead, look away to Buslip, and got it. Balon down quickly. And it's going to be a foul out front, and Buslip. And Balon, you're right, let's just put it that way. Junior Ethan Balon, he's going to be someone you're going to hear about.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's got good quicks, very athletic. He's got a good feel for the game. Could shoot it a little bit. Interesting to see Coach Boulard went back to playing man, right? Because they played so well in the first half playing man. But with the double bonus and now, a decent lead, I'll be interested to see if he switches here with all the foul trouble that the guards are getting in with the dribble drive attack of the Big Reds. It's always a tempting move. You know the Big Reds aren't going to change it, right? They're going to run and jump because that's what's gotten them back into the game.
And that's going to be a foul on Balon. That's his fourth. And this foul, it's very important. Donaldson needs to stay on the floor, and
they need to get Balon off the floor,
or
Balon
Price, or Price, who are both got 3 or 4 themselves. So it's a kind of a game within a game, but who those fouls are on is very important. And the Port Huron players need to understand they don't want their key players making those fouls.
No, and the Saints proved through the first half at least that they have the advantage in depth, right? If you want to go into the benches, I think St. Clair has the advantage there right now. So the stakes are higher if either one of those guys fall off the floor for the Big Reds.
But neither team wants a foul, even against these foul shots. You have to be smart on rebounds as well. So Zimmer made the first. Second shot's up, and nicely done.
The shooters can make it easy on guys who want to rebound if they just make them and get back. You see quick retreat for the Saints here. I wouldn't be surprised either zone, or you'll see a little more sagging man and get into the gaps. Kind of a
still looks like a man.
It does look man. I'll be interested to see if they really come out and play him. As you see, Buslip's toes are behind the 3 right now.
Balon. Rebound by Gleason up ahead. Buslip.
See how composed they can be here.
Very smart there by Matt. Didn't really have an advantage. Gave it back out, and the Saints reset.
Got to get a touch, right?
Fliger, clobbered on the way to the basket. I think that one might be on Leffler. Yes, it was. Officer Schweiger on the line, shooting 2. First shot's up, and it's good. Saints back out to an 11-point lead. And Coach Bullard telling Donaldson, be smart. You got that 4. You got to be very careful.
He wants Donaldson in there for all 3 minutes, 28 seconds of this. This will get aggressive here, I think, in the next 3:28. Big Reds are going to want to play fast. Need that senior leadership on the floor.
Second shot for Schweiger. And it's good.
Great job. Didn't make many early. Starting to knock them down a little bit here late.
Buslip on Price.
Good hedge switch.
Benny. Nice quick move. And Finney knocks over Buslip. And Matt Buslip, who has just been a very, very good player for St. Clair.
He's been outstanding tonight. There's, in addition to the things that jump off the page in terms of him putting the ball in the basket, there have been little things. That last possession where he was out ahead and didn't have it and pulled the ball back out to run some clock and get into an offense, that's a big play off a guy coming off the bench who probably wanted to score, right? He made a good, mature decision. Schweiger ended up going to the line and knocking down, and now he's back at the line. Just a great job by Matt Buslip today.
Saints back up now, 13. Second shot for Buslip. It's up and around the rim, no good. Rebounded, knocked away, and as always happens, two kids going
guys
for the ball, and that time it'll be St. Clair basketball as Port Huron kind of fought themselves for it. And
as a coach, you want to be mad at that, but then all you're doing is yelling at two guys who are trying hard, right? You know, it's just unfortunate.
And one thing we will say, Port Huron, I think, was 1-19 last year.
Oh, okay.
They're going to be better this year.
Oh, there's no doubt. They're going to win some basketball games, and today has been I mean, not that I'm calling this outcome here because there's plenty of time left, but if anything, you've got some encouraging things for Port Huron, who went into the locker room with a pretty significant 19-point deficit and came out and clawed their way back to as little as 3, I believe, or 4. So the Saints, conversely, have done a good job. They had a big lead. They faced some adversity, and now they've kind of clawed out of that a little bit and stayed the course. So for both coaching staffs right now, there's plenty of good things that they can talk about. Saints went back to the well that was so successful in the first half. They've been able to get Zimmer some touches and get him a little more involved here in the fourth quarter.
As you mentioned, now it's 3 minutes, 12 seconds, still lots and lots of time for Port Huron to make another run. They've proved they can come back quickly.
Now the clock's your friend. If you're the Saints, you just want to, get a good one, take as much time as you need to get the looks that you want, and then get back on defense and try to keep them out on the perimeter.
Saints will trigger it in. Brady Gleason underneath the basket. Donaldson. Gleason back out.
They got the right idea. Smart and patient work to get the look you want.
Oh, good play by Balon. Just took the ball away.
Looked like a good no call there. Looked pretty clean. Stripped away.
Balon trying to do too much that time. Leffler.
Interesting. Looked like he gathered and doubled there, but nonetheless, we play on.
Price, long 3. Wow, got it.
Big shot.
And that was long. That was 2 feet outside.
Yeah,
and brings it back to 10.
That's as big a shot as you'll get in that moment there. Takes it to 10.
Schweiger.
Thought better of it. I think he thought he had Zimmer on a back cut, but no clear passing lane. Don't want to turn it over. Yeah, that was audible.
You could hear it. And we've got headphones on.
Yeah, I could hear it from up here. So.
And that might be 5 on Balon.
Does seem like there's a vested interest and difference in opinion on one side of the gym than the other, which is natural. But yeah, Balon played a heck of a game. Really good second half.
And he's
a big loss.
He's a junior, as is Price. They're going to be pretty good, I think, this year. And with Price and Balon and Finney as kind of their junior core, they could be dangerous in the silver. Buslip shot is up and good. .221, Saints up by 11. One shot now for Buslip. Shots up, that's a little short, rebounded by Mullins.
An unofficial 17 points thus far for Matt Buslip, a bench guy.
Price, guarded by Buslip. Oh, good pull up. Oh, tough
Excellent shot.
That's tough there. Step back 3 off the crossover, and it brings it back to 8.
The defense
not going away.
Defense there by Buslip's about what you'd want it to be. You kind of got to give that up rather than come out and pressure.
Yep. Kind of a loose cross there. Buslip. Timeout called. That time the coach saved you. You can do that. He had the ball, and a smart timeout by Boulard, Coach Boulard there, saving Matt Buslip as he was in a tough situation.
Yeah, it's always good to have him in your back pocket, for the end of the game situation like that. When teams are trying to trap, you like to be able to bail out. And now, early on in the season, it's interesting because you got only so many looks in, and you've only got so many sets in. You build throughout the year, and Christmas break is a big time where you add some things in. So coming out of bounds, this situation, 1:44, 8 points left. Has either of these teams really put that on the clock and worked through it? What are they calling in a sideline out of bounds play here? Do you want a bucket, or are you just trying to backcourt it and run the clock?
Well, I think one of the keys will be what's the position of Ryan Zimmer. If he's under the basket, they're going for a bucket.
Right.
If he's out front, they're going to try to get it in.
Looks like they're going to, at first I thought maybe they'd isolate him. Looks like they're going to pair him with somebody down there.
And
so backcourt it and run clock here.
Port Huron backed away a little bit. Off his leg.
Going a little too fast.
All right. Minute 37. Saints up by 8.
You're going to let him roll it here. Oh, they threw it right in.
Price, who's just been awesome here in the second half, in particular, gets a pick from Leffler. Long three. That one's off. Rebounded by Zimmer. Ahead, Gleason, and up to Schweiger. No.
Got to be smart
read that. Tipped away, but controlled by Price. Mullins, line drive. Can't get it. Rebounded by Zimmer.
Rebound. No need to rush. 8-point lead at minute 11. You got everything you need.
Donaldson gets it over half court.
Yeah, he doubled.
That's going to be a carry. How the coach once said, beat one, then pass.
Yeah, you got to get your eyes up, and part of that is you say on Donaldson, but we're not as active as they need to be on the back end against that press. When guys go to jump, you kind of got to fill the gaps and get into a passing lane that your guy can see in. I don't know. It's a two-part problem, not seeing the floor and not having guys in those spots.
Well, Price has just been, he just made that step back three. That time he faked it and went right through the Saints, and he scored, and at the line, and he's going to shoot one. Saints still have a 6-point lead. Tayshawn Lee comes in for Mullins, obviously for more pressure.
Price. 22 unofficial points here for Price. A lot of that damage very recent.
Donaldson gets it. Now the question is, when does Port Huron have to start foul?
well, they started at about 1 minute into the third quarter, but it's gotten them here, that pressure. But I think, intentionally, 5-point lead, you try to get a turnover here for about the next 10 seconds, and that's about it.
Foul on, not sure, number 1 maybe?
If you're Coach Stewart, you just tell your guys, just keep going after the ball until they call something, and then you got to make the Saints make foul shots.
That's correct. And at this point, with 37 seconds left, down 5, 2 possession, it's key here for the Saints. If Austin can make a couple, it makes it 3 possession, and that's big.
It's going to be the Saints' game to win, and they're going to have to do it at the stripe.
First shot's up, and it's good. Mullins backs in, kind of going offense, defense with Mullen and Lee. Now Saints need not to foul on the offensive rebound.
Just can't let them score with the clock stopped. Sometimes you can give up a lane and a layup and then just try to work your way up as well. Trade 2 points for 2 free throws, nothing hurt.
That's perfect by Schweiger.
Schweiger works his way into double figures tonight too. Kind of a quiet at the stripe double figure game for him. Just can't foul.
Picked it up again. Buslup's had a great game, but he's a little bit too quick for Buslup. And
right now, that's just a bad matchup for the Saints. Price is kind of putting Buslup to work. And, like you said, he's had a great game, but that's just a tough matchup for him to stay in front of right now. The issue is he's got fouls to give, and the other guy you might put on him in Donaldson doesn't have any. Now you see Lenarski come into the game, and I'm guessing that's the exact thought process, as he's well received by his teammates for having such a big game tonight.
All right, Price again on the line, shoots 2. First shot's up, and back rim no good.
You almost better serve to put him at the line.
Yes, right now because he's making 1 or 2.
Them, right, he's splitting them. I think that's probably the better play.
Second shot is up, and that one's good. Quickly in, Schweiger.
Trying to keep it in his hands as much as possible because he's a good foul shooter, but
Saints get over barely.
Now they just need to be smart.
And another foul that time, I think, on Leffler or Lee.
Big red foul, number 13, Dawson Leffler, his fourth.
20 seconds. Saints up by 6. Schweiger on the line shooting 2. I think he just said 4 fouls, so it's not a stoppage. First shot's up, and it's good.
Big foul shots down the stretch. The Saints were they had a gap midway through the third when they first went into the bonus that they shot pretty awful from the foul line and let the Big Reds claw their way back into a ball game and get motivated. But down the stretch here, whether it's been Buslip or Schweiger, done a pretty darn good job at the stripe.
Austin, again, nice to have your senior up there, and picked off by Lenarski. Didn't get
shoot
it.
16
Back out,
seconds left.
16. That's going to be a foul on Finney. Lenarski is he's athletic as all get out, and
athletic, instinctual,
and just made a great play there, intercepting the basketball. And certainly Port Huron did not expect that.
No, the Saints had fallen back every possession, probably for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and he noticed that they were going to roll it. They kind of, they weren't as tight as they needed to be, and he stepped right in and took it away.
Schweiger again.
Everybody out of the lane for the Saints. You got a pretty easy job here. You could take a 10-second call. It doesn't matter. You can take a 5-second call and turn it over. You just don't want to foul and stop the clock once it comes in.
6 in a row, I think, there for Schweiger.
Yeah,
Sealing the game. Price, 3-point, wow. Great shot.
You can hold on to it, guys.
Inside, and that's it, boy. Great game. Give credit to Port Huron, and certainly Devion Price and Ethan Balon were terrific, but Saints come away with a hard-fought 79-72 victory.
All around, I just thought that was a great high school basketball game, a great opening to the season. I thought it was coached well on both sides with good adjustments. I thought the kids played well, especially in spurts in both ends, and I thought it was officiated really well. I thought people got handsy and there were a lot of fouls, but I thought they were well done and well managed, so a good game all around and a nice start for the Boulard regime here at 79-72 victory over a local team.
All right, Saints knock off Port Huron 79-72. John Carter for Brad Robbins, camera person Elizabeth saying thank you, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick GMC. We care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star guiding the way. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair Home Goods and Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City in St. Clair.